of the Ocala CEP.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Wednesday, it is the Marine Corps' birthday. Can't say that enough. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, where we honor the service of men and women who have served in the armed forces to provide us the freedoms that we so richly enjoy in this country. And if you don't enjoy those freedoms, then get out. Go to some place where they don't have freedoms. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. Whatever you want to say. Caller, if you want to call back, we're back on the airwaves now. You can give us a call, 622-9622 if you want to be part of the show. Again, that's 352-622-9622 to be a part of the show. I can't state enough how important it is that we say thank you. Once a year, we're asked to say thank you, and then on Memorial Day, that's a whole different thank you. But on Veterans Day, we're asked to say thank you. And it's not out of the realm to be gracious to the men and women of the armed services who, gave their time and did their duty, their sworn duty to uphold the Constitution and uphold the freedoms that are afforded to all Americans. And if you don't think freedoms are afforded to all Americans, you're not living in the 21st century. They haven't always been afforded to all Americans, but they are now. And if you don't believe they are, you're not living in the 21st century. But, Tom, what about they're not Americans? They're illegal aliens coming across the border. Different story. Let me preempt you before you even get started with that. But if you're an American citizen, naturalized, born, however you want to look at it, your freedom squarely rests on the backs of the men and women that have served in the armed services. So 622-9622 is the number to call if you want to say thank you. We're going to do it all day today and all day tomorrow. If you want to say thanks, you got any kind of input you want to put towards Veterans Day, we're going to be taking your calls on that subject all day today and tomorrow. 352-622-9622 is the number to call. I wanted to tell you about it. This happened in the 1980s. And it was a day that led to the development of a certain type of firearm. It led to scenes in a movie that then were replayed in a actual shootout in Los Angeles in the 90s. And what I'm talking about is what happened in South Florida. Yeah, you remember the Miami Vice days of South Florida. Drug dealers, other criminals shooting it out on a regular basis. Crockett, Tubbs. Well, that actually wasn't too far from the truth. One of the most terrifying such confrontations were two landscapers. The morning of April 11th, 1986, 35 years ago, stands as the agency's bloodiest day ever. Talking about the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It involved no fewer than 7 agents, 2 of whom died. The agency estimated that 145 shots were fired in a matter of 2.5 minutes. You can go to the FBI's webpage to learn more about it. The feds were looking for William Maddox from Ohio and Michael Lee Platt from San Diego. Both of those men were known to favor high-caliber guns and stolen cars. The two had arrived in Miami in 1984 and had started a landscaping business. But they also pulled off numerous violent robberies. From 1984 to 1986. The Sunnyland Shopping Center in Miami-based special agents Benjamin Gregan and Jerry Dove were in one of 5 cars tailing the two who were in a stolen Monte Carlo. They pulled off US 1, drove down a side street behind a farm store's drive-through convenience store. Agent Richard Manuzzi, alone in one car, tried to steer the car into a tree. One of the criminals aimed the gun. 3 FBI cars rammed that car. The 2 men opened up with a rifle, a shotgun, and revolvers. Manuzzi was seriously wounded. He dived for cover. Agent Gordon McNeil, 43, who was also riding along, was hurt by fire. He was hurt by return fire, hitting Maddox. Agents Gilbert Orentis and Ronald Reisner, they were pinned down in their car. Orencio was already hit. Reisner shouted over his radio, "We got people down. Get more people down here." That's when Edmund Mearless, Agent Edmund Mearless and John Hallen stopped their car on the opposite side of the street. They came under high-powered rifle fire. They were seriously hurt, although they did manage to hit the criminals several times. Platt came at Dove and Grogan, shot them dead in their cars at close range. He also shot Hanlon. Barely conscious, Mearless used his one good hand, stood and began firing his shotgun at the criminals. They tried to escape in one of the FBI's car. He was able to kill both men even as they returned fire. After this 2.5-minute barrage, there were 2 agents dead, 3 seriously wounded, 2 others injured. Only Reisner was unhurt. And the shootout forced the FBI to study its arsenal. The criminals had used high-power weapons that went through the agent's armored vest. This, was portrayed in the movie Heat, the same type of shootout. They got the idea from this, the producers of that movie. Then a actual bank robbery that took place in Los Angeles mimicked the movie Heat. All of this started with this gun battle in 1986. But one of the fallouts was that it showed how unarmed and underarmed police were at the time. These were federal agents that had on bulletproof vests and everything. They thought they had what they needed. They were outgunned, and their vests were proved to be ineffective to the high-powered rifles that were being used. This day led to a serious reevaluation, and some people point to the beginning of the militarization of police forces and the FBI, because criminals had better firepower. And it was illustrated on this day in 2.5 minutes in Miami. It actually led to the creation of a gun because of this. Yeah. The FBI, this is what happened. The FBI outnumbered the criminals 4-1. The FBI had a single Remington 870 shotgun, 38 special 9mm and 357 handguns. Platt and Matix were armed with Ruger Mini 14 semi-automatic rifles and a shotgun. Over the course of 2 minutes, the two sides exchanged 125 shots. And like I said, 2 FBI agents were killed, another 5 wounded. Platt was shot 12 times, Matix 6 times before both were put down. Well, that led to the Federal Bureau of Investigation reevaluating its gun power, and they settled on using a new round of .40 Smith & Wesson. They believed that would incapacitate targets more quickly than the 38 Special or the 9mm, which led to the creation of the Glock 22, which is actually the Glock 17 adapted to shoot in a new caliber ammunition. So this shootout in Miami led to a whole new situation of firepower for the FBI. Way back in 86, when this shootout occurred in Miami. Just a little bit of Florida history that you may not get on the nightly news. I'll be back after this timeout. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to